she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the free sky's the limit.
Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it, and live the free sky's the limit. that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. That hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 I got stuff from most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to English, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid.
All right, guys. How's it going, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Let's hop right into the intro, man. What's going on, Logan and Durante? See, you got you guys in chat. How's it going? Yeah, man. What is going on, guys? We're back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, man. And we are back with yet again another edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This is Unscripted, episode 110. This is episode 110 of Unscripted, man. It's crazy. But, yeah, man. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we're on here with Notorious Unscripted after Monday Night Raw and roll and
Oh, yeah, well,
and and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news. And speaking of that, if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, um, that one was CM Punk possibly being bought out of AEW. The company is looking at a contract buyout for him, and that's what's at least being speculated and rumored at the moment. There's that, and we talked about Saraya debuting in AEW, which is what we will go over first tonight. But we talked a little bit about what that means for the division, and tonight we're going to talk about how that came off on television. But yeah, man, if you guys didn't miss that, you guys can now watch that on all platforms, man. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, like I said, man, join us here Friday, 4 p.m. Central on YouTube, man. Speaking of that, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this all live on the merch shop, man. That is bonfire.com. The link is at the top of the description of this video. And it is also on both mine and Sir K's social media pages on the Notorious Heels Podcast Linktree page, man. So on the top left, you have the Notorious Heels Podcast Chicago flag design. On the bottom right, you have the Notorious Heels Chicago skyline design. Then you have one of the OG shirts, the best kept secrets to the IWC, the Riddler inspired IWC's best kept secret shirt. And then you got the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, the Biggie inspired shirt. And then in the middle, you have the base Notorious Heels Podcast logo design, man. So with that, you get all these beautiful shirts on bonfire.com, man. Link again is at the top of the description of this video, or in the Linktree page to the Notorious Heels Podcast, which you can find on either mine or Sir K's social media pages, man. Yeah, man, and with that, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels Podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. As for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How's it going, man?
it's going good, man. Just hanging out, bruh. Just hanging out and not doing much, man. Ain't much on the plate right now. I know weekend's coming up in the immediate future, so I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. Durante had a question for me while we were doing the pre-stream thing. What would you even call that? Like that
Just
before
stream
start
starting
screen?
soon screen.
Yeah.
Start screen.
He asked, "Who's a bigger loser, Dakota Kai or AJ Styles?" I'd probably say
What?
Dakota Kai.
Toronto, you better watch out, man.
Dakota
He's gonna
Kai.
put you in the community.
He is,
He's gonna
bro.
put you in the only community that matters.
The guy community. I would say Dakota Kai, but like Durante always asks, how's life? How's family? Life's good, man. Family's good, and I'm good, man. I'm good. What about you, Durante, Logan, everybody else in chat? How are you guys? And what about you, bro? How are you doing?
Ugh. Well, if I were to tell you the whole story,
Oh God.
it would probably be time to get off the stream
Shut it
for the
down.
day. But but yeah, man. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that I'm okay. Yeah, there's challenges. Obviously, there's challenges. There's always gonna be those challenges. But on the bright side, there's a lot of good going on. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited about. There's a lot of
Hell
stuff
yeah.
I'm excited to share with you all. So yeah, man.
Share with y'all.
It's not completely bad, man. But
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely,
Just watched
man.
Roll, as AJ Styles would say.
Raw.
Roll. Yeah, man. Just watched fucking Raw today. Yeah. That was pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, just life, man. Just life.
I get you.
But yeah, nothing too much, man. As Durante asked, man, I'm good as always. Thank you for always asking. And how are you, man? And how is everybody else in chat, man? So thank you guys for being here. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I guess we could start off with AEW Dynamite Grand Slam.
Man, oh man.
Definitely a lot of talking points. This was a very good show. This
Hmm.
was a show I was very excited for, and it definitely warranted the excitement, and it definitely lived up to the excitement. I didn't expect anything too nuts,
No,
but
I didn't expect crazy shit, but it delivered
yeah,
on what I thought it would.
same. I didn't. I didn't expect nothing crazy. I honestly just expected a really good night of wrestling. Honestly, in the beginning of the day, I was expecting a very good show without a single debut happening at the show. Little did
Yeah,
I know, I didn't really expect anybody to debut. I could have seen maybe like Adam Cole return. You know,
yeah.
I could have seen
But I
something
don't
like
know if
that.
they, now
Hmm.
thinking about it, I don't know if he's gonna return until, the elite come back, depending on how long they're gonna be suspended.
Yeah, because he's got no Kyle and Bobby Fish is fucking curtain jerking on Impact, man. So
Throwing Impact. Uh,
Victory Road.
oh,
Bobby singles Bobby Fish, man. Well, there you guys go, man. You guys wanted to see the singles Bobby Fish in WWE? Well, now you can get it in Impact, man.
exactly, man.
Yeah, you're not getting it on a roll. So, um, yeah, yeah, man. So, like I said, I expected a really good night of professional wrestling, and we got just that. I genuinely did not even see a single debut happening up until this point. I really didn't expect. I really didn't expect nothing, man. But we ended up getting it. Um. So yeah, man. Yeah. Raw Grand Slam was good. I don't know if I would call it the best Dynamite of the year. Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. Trying to think which Dynamite shows were better because there was a lot of good ones this year.
Yeah,
Um,
there's definitely a lot.
yeah, I would probably say it was my favorite Dynamite of the year so far, unless I'm like really forgetting one. But they
I think
always
I'm
stack
forgetting.
this one.
Exactly, they always do. So, I'll just have to look back and see.
Yeah, yeah, man. So we opened the show with something that I would have never thought would open the show. I thought we were gonna open the show with I honestly thought maybe there was a chance we opened the show with the world title match, but I thought we were going to open the show with the Acclaimed. And uh, we actually opened the show with, excuse me, the Ring of Honor World Championship match. The Ring of Honor World Championship match. Man, yeah, it's kind of
This shit was
uh
weird, but good, but weird.
yeah. So it's I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired of seeing all the ROH stuff on AEW. Like, I
Oh
like
yeah,
that
definitely
they
too much.
carry the belts, but I think I like that they can carry the belts, just be a little too much championships on the
Oh,
show.
100%. Like, you don't need any other to show any other mid cards. Only occasionally, and I mean occasionally, the world in a tag team. That's all you need to occasionally show on a Dynamite or
Right.
a Grand Slam or something or a Rampage. Occasionally. Yeah, I don't need any of this other shit.
Yeah.
I don't need to see fucking Josh Woods on my fucking TV. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. A real question is, when are we gonna get Scott Colton, member of the ROH roster, on
Yeah, it's
AEW?
true. He still hasn't. He's still dodging me, bro.
Is he?
I got to DM him
Unbelievable.
on October 5th and tell him it's been a month, Scott, because he been dodging me, bro.
I feel like he is, and it's getting ridiculous at this point.
I'm about to go find his ass, bro. I
Well, we know where to
really am.
find him. Tent City. downtown.
Ain't got nobody paying his rent no more.
Nope. So, um, yeah, I'm a little, and you know, we'll definitely talk about this more on Friday, but obviously there's this situation now with Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black, who talked about, well, Malachi Black more so, talked about just the, like, demoralization of his character. And if I'm a guy who's, like, an actual mid-card champion in AEW, I would be a little pissed off that, you know, I understand it's the ROH World title, but at the end of the day, it's not an AEW championship, and it shouldn't be AEW's problem that
No, they
you
ain't
know,
got
this
TV.
exactly that they don't have, you know, TV yet or whatever. Or, you know, if I'm a guy like Pac or Wardlow, who are two mid card champions in AEW, it's, you know, I mean, here or there it's fine, man, but it's definitely a little upsetting when these championships get featured more than
The
the
actual
own
mid card titles.
AEW titles.
Exactly, because the ROH World title, in terms of level, is basically an AEW mid card title. You know what I mean? But I actually want to see the real AEW mid card titles on the show and represented and felt important. I don't care about the ROH World Championship at the end of the day. I want the TNT Championship. I guess I want the All Atlantic, but that one's iffy itself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, we all wanted it because they have a stacked men's division, but like at the end of the day, they didn't do themselves any service by, you know, just having it be defended on, you know, indie shows. I mean, that's not what
It's
anybody
not a
wants to see.
title.
Wanted we just wanted another mid card title for the men's because the women have a mid card title and they don't need to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The men's division is your stacked division. You know, it
You
makes
don't need that
zero
shit for
sense.
women.
So Chris Jericho and Claudio had actually, you know, they had a really good match. They had a really good match, despite, you know, me not really caring too much for the just seeing not caring too much for seeing the ROH titles more than we see some of the AEW titles. It's a little ridiculous. At the end of the day, there's two things. This is a really good match, and Chris Jericho is genuinely having a career year. Like,
Oh, bro's goaded.
really. He, like,
Hey.
I was watching this YouTube video yesterday.
Mhm.
I don't remember who posted it, but I apologize because I definitely would have gave you your props. He said he said if you didn't think that Chris Jericho was one of the greatest of all time before AEW, you absolutely
Better.
have to think that now.
Exactly, bro.
I mean,
Exactly.
he's just been doing great shit, man. Storyline wise and just his match quality this year has just been really good, man.
Oh,
Really
bro's been
good.
stepping up, man. That shit is crazy. I like how Christian had the fucking moniker of outwork everybody. And it was Jericho has been outworking these people, bro. This shit's crazy.
Which is really crazy, man, cuz last year Chris Jericho
Oh my
did not have the
god.
best year, to the point where at All Out, when he said this could be my last match if MJF beats me, a lot of people were not going to be
We're
upset
down.
if he walked away.
Exactly.
And we're at a different point now, man, where he's just been doing great stuff and he's really stepped up for the company
Oh yeah.
when the companies needed him the most. And even when the company didn't need him, he was just putting on good shit, man. He was just doing
Exactly,
really
man.
good shit.
This man puts in the work, and he's the definition of a locker room leader. You could even tell on screen.
100%, man, 100%. All the way this year, up from literally from the jump, bro. Though with Eddie Kingston, in the beginning of the year, it was really good. The Jericho Appreciation Society, eventually grew into its own, and we've seen a really nice blood and guts match this year. We got a fucking amazing, definitely one of my matches of the year, Anarchy in the Arena. I mean, he just killed it. He's just killed it. The barbed wire everywhere match with Eddie. The matches with Danielson. I mean, it's just really all around been really good stuff. And now here with Claudio, I mean, it's just been a really quality year for Chris Jericho. I think he's done awesome.
Definitely, man. Definitely. But crazy, man. But man's been having a great year.
Yeah. So Claudio ends up losing the ROH World Title here. Jericho actually hit him with Claudio did the springboard and went to uppercut him, and Jericho caught him midair with a code breaker, which
That
was
shit was heat.
fucking dope.
Mhm.
Jericho crawled to the corner. Claudio went to go after him. Aubrey went to stop Claudio. Jericho pulled out his bat, hit Claudio with the bat. I believe he low blowed him too. He hit him with the bat, and then he low blowed him, and then he hit him with the Judas effect, and he won the match, making himself the Ring of Honor World Champion. And then he was on stage celebrating with the JAS, and Daniel Garcia was standing
Was
in the
not
back,
happy.
and he was just also Jericho did not do the code of honor. He did
No.
not shake Claudio's hand. He shook his hand, but then he slapped him, and it's not really
Mhm.
the point. So, that was really cool. Daniel Garcia was just standing there, just kind of like not wanting to be there, and then he just gave him like the most Orange Cassidy high five ever. He just like put his hand out like this, and Jericho just like touched his hand. But
Damn.
yes, Jericho wins the ROH World Championship, and I seen a lot of people saying this, and I totally understand it from Tony Khan's perspective. You might have put that title on Jericho because you want, something to draw the ratings for Ring of Honor. And what better to do that than Chris Jericho, because not only is he Chris Jericho, but he's involved in one of the most intriguing storylines on AEW television right now, and it's just probably going to lead to Daniel Garcia possibly taking that title and
Mhm.
doing the Bryan Danielson thing where he has the Pure and the ROH World title, something like that, or either way, man, you just have a really solid storyline that you can play into with
Mhm.
Chris Jericho, because Claudio was a great champion and all, but would you rather have Jericho, who is in the midst of just a really great storyline with him, Danielson, and Garcia, or would you rather have the title on Claudio, where it's nothing really
Just good
more than
matches.
just good matches?
Exactly. Like Chris Jericho, there's a story. Like I'm guessing that the TV deal is coming up since he did win the thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's pretty soon. And it's storytelling wise, it's actually pretty genius, I will say. You have the sports entertainer kick off the TV for ROH of all places. I mean, and then a pro wrestler is probably going to end up beating him for that title, i.e., Daniel Garcia. It's a good story to start off the ROH, this new era of ROH with. It's smart. I will say that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. So, yeah. Next we got the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. I was very shocked this one on second.
I'm very shocked. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, very weird. I thought this would have opened the show, if anything. So we have a Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed number 2.
Hey,
This match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get as much time as they did in Chicago. This match, nonetheless, I thought this was a really good match. I thought it was another banger from these two teams. But was it what it was in Chicago? Was it
No.
probably high up there on my match of the year list? We'll figure that out at the end of the year. But
Mm-hmm.
no, it was
No.
not. It was not. Yeah, you can't really like replicate moments like that, which is why, I mean, I get it. You don't want to call the audible because you don't know if, nobody really expected that. So
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan doesn't know, is it maybe the Chicago crowd? Is it this? Is it that? Do I call the audible? So I could maybe see where he felt a little lenient. But sometimes you just gotta trust the audible button, man. You
Mm-hmm.
just gotta trust the audible button because, Swerve in Our Glory, they're not really. I mean, they weren't really. They're not. They weren't. I mean, they weren't on like an unstoppable like tag team run or anything. There
No.
was not, and everybody knows it's leading to a breakup anyway. So I mean, I don't know what was really stopping him from hitting that audible button. Maybe the fact that he was probably just as caught off guard as anybody. But
Mm-hmm.
man, the Acclaimed are over, bro. The Acclaimed are really over,
No.
and I don't think he knew they were that over, but we did that night. So,
Yeah,
so
exactly. That shit was going crazy.
but it sucks for that aspect. It didn't really seem as genuine as it would have.
No.
It didn't
No, it
really seem
definitely
as
feels like yeah, we should have did this at all out. So here you go.
yeah. So it was almost AEW's way of kind of saying like sorry, like whoops,
Mm-hmm. Like
we
my
kind of
bad.
we kind of fucked that up. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that it still didn't, not that it didn't feel genuine because it was still a really
No,
genuine
yeah.
good moment, but it didn't feel as authentic as it would have.
No,
It
it
kind
would
of
have been nuts if it happened
yeah.
at all out.
Yeah, because at All Out, I feel like it would have been more of a moment as here, it was almost more of like fixing a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
nonetheless, this was this was still a really good TV match. This
Oh
was
yeah.
still a really good TV match. Um, and these two teams still brought you along for the ride, man. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they still brought you along from the ride. There were a couple instances where they had some close near falls, and it was still a really enjoyable match. It was still a really enjoyable match. There was a point in there where I thought Max Caster got hurt. Like he
Yeah,
went
where he
to
missed.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people in the live attendance I was hearing said that Max slipped off the top and then he just tried to
Damn.
play it off with like a knee injury. But
Yeah.
we haven't heard anything yet, so I'm assuming he's all good. Um, and yeah, the ending sequence of the match, man, was Swerve ended up getting into it with Daddy Ass, and the ref was trying to pull Keith Lee away and Anthony Bowens, and once he pulled them away, Billy kicked Swerve in the gut and hit him with the Fame Asser.
Bruh.
Threw him in the ring. Bowens hit that move on him, and Caster hit the mic drop, and that was it, man. That was it.
That shit was heat.
The Acclaimed won the AEW World Tag Team Championships, man, as they celebrated with Daddy Ass.
Yeah, bro, that shit was nuts. I mean, it definitely wasn't the moment it could have been in Chicago, but it was great for them nonetheless, man. You love to see it.
100%. 100%, man. So, at the end of this, I really love Swerve's facial reactions. He absolutely looked heartbroken
Mm-hmm.
that he lost
Love
the
it.
tag titles. Same thing with Keith. Swerve more of looked shocked as to where Keith Lee looked more like heartbroken.
Mm-hmm. Swerve was
But
like, damn, how the fuck did they beat us? You know what I mean?
yeah, Swerve definitely looked a little ticked off, and Keith Lee just looked utterly heartbroken as they stood on top of the ramp. But nonetheless, man, it was really good, and I'm very happy for these two. These
Hell
two
yeah.
have always been one of my favorite homegrown teams in AEW, and it's just great to see them work their way up the whole entire card, man. I'm very happy for them.
Definitely, man. Definitely so happy. Crazy to see where they started. I remember I was watching a clip on like their first entrance. They weren't even called the Acclaimed yet. And
Yeah,
now look at them, bruh. That shit's
they were
crazy.
they were just Bowens and Caster, the
That's when I
five-tool
hated them.
player Anthony Bowens and
Dude.
Platinum Max.
I remember at
Yeah,
that point I hated them. And then they grew on me, and then they grew on everybody.
yep,
So,
yep,
crazy, man. Good for them, man. Good for them. You love to see this shit like that.
absolutely, absolutely, man. Yeah, yeah, I'm very happy for them, and yeah, it just is a great moment. I just wish we would have been there for it. I wish they would have just did it then. But
Hmm.
regardless, it was still a really good moment, man. And yeah, it's definitely crazy. I remember specifically watching episodes of Dark just to see the funny shit that Max Caster was gonna say every week in front of a
Oh,
silent,
yeah.
crowd, a capacity of 0, and him just doing these raps, and you could hear fucking Taz just dying laughing on the
Love it.
commentary desk. I mean, came a long way, man. We've came a long way, and yeah, just
Hmm.
super happy for these guys. They deserve it 100%.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
After this, we get this segment backstage with FTR
God.
and the Gun Club, the
Ugh.
Ass Boys, Daddy Asses kids. F they Lexi, Morrissey's girlfriend,
I'm
asked
dead.
them how they felt about the Acclaimed winning the tag titles, and they said, congratulations to them, they deserve it, but they've been number one contenders since April, and they haven't got a shot. You know, this is why these fucking rankings make no sense. They got all these belts. They got all
Hmm.
these fucking belts, and there's been all these different teams to challenge for the tag titles since then.
Yeah.
Doesn't all FTR have to come out and do is say we want the shot because we're number one contenders?
Literally, bruh. Like,
That's why
I
these
mean,
rankings make no sense. It doesn't. We literally said this shit from the jump, bro. Me and you were the
hmm.
only fucking people on YouTube saying it, man. Let alone YouTube. We were like the only podcasters saying this shit, bro. Rankings do not work in a wrestling capacity. You
No.
have to let the story lead you. You can't lead
And
with rankings because this shit'll make no sense. With the Young Bucks, it
exactly.
made sense, but who the hell wants to see the Acclaim versus FTR? They're two over as fuck babyface teams. Who's gonna
You
play
literally
heel?
can't do exactly. You can't even do that match. Like, man, I've heard rumors that even AEW is giving up on the ranking system. I mean, we could all tell the fuck, um, but like, it's just pointless, bruh. It's just
Yeah.
pointless as hell. No, you don't need a ranking system. Um, like, dude, imagine how like, let's say they still used it, which they really don't anymore. Imagine how confusing that would be for the mid card division or just the men's division. I'm number one. I could go for the world. I could go for the TNT. I could go for the All Atlantic. Like, bruh, what? And trios, I don't think is yet technically its own like division.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's rankings for trios. You know what I mean? But there'd be like
What?
fucking 10 people at a time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So how would you dictate those rankings? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
it's just a bad system.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, man. So the Gun Club come up and they start making fun of FTR's name. They said, I can't remember. They said a lot of things, but I remember one of the things was, FT, are we losing our momentum?
Damn.
Damn.
One of the, what was the one thing they said? It was something about complaining, even though they didn't. They made some joke about them like complaining about like not getting title shots or not being focused or whatnot, even though FTR literally didn't complain. They made one of those shots. I vaguely remember it.
How about this one, man?
Yeah, no.
FT, are we taking illegal phone calls from Paul Levesque? How about that, man?
No. Well, they're not taking. They're getting the illegal phone calls. They ain't taking it.
FT, are we getting illegal phone calls from Paul Levesque?
Like, bruh, if I was on that, let Triple H call my phone, I'm calling the feds, bruh. The fuck out of here.
Bruh.
Oh, hell no, bruh. I'm gonna say, I know y'all busy with that GTA hacker, but y'all gotta check this shit out. He contract tampering. The
I'm
fuck,
dead.
bruh. I'm sending that shit to Judge Judy. The fuck?
FT, are we going back to WWE to lose to the Usos?
Exactly.
How about
Who
that?
would?
Yeah, man. So they just made fun of FTR's name and then they just walked away. One of probably the most pointless thing ever.
Literally.
This next segment, man. Oh,
God.
Christ. Wheeler Yuta.
They sent that man out there to die.
Bro, that was you literally just took the words out of my mouth. They sent Wheeler Yuta out there to fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Bro. So not only does one Blackpool Combat Club member really end up winning out of the night, which was John Moxley, if you aren't living under a rock. Danielson lost. Claudio lost. Wheeler could have been saved tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But they sent him out there asking him about the main event on the stage. Like, first of all, why the fuck are you asking him? And second of all, bro, this is one of your up-and-coming guys through the summer that you've built up in the early part of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And you send MJF out there to verbally destroy him and expose all of his weakness live on television.
Literally, bruh. Like, come on.
I was not
No.
at all a fucking fan of this. As soon as I seen MJF come out, I said, why the fuck are they doing this? Because I knew exactly what was about to happen. I knew he was going, because Wheeler can't really talk. Wheeler can't really talk, and we know this. I mean he can, but he's not like, he's gonna look like a fool out there with Max. Like, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
he's gonna look like a fucking fool. And my lord, did he look like a fool, bro?
Mm-hmm.
This was not good. I mean, it was entertaining from just watching MJF, but like, if you take a step back and look at what's happening here, Wheeler Yuta just got absolutely fucking embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed
For no
out
reason.
there. For no reason whatsoever. For no reason whatsoever. I don't know who the fuck thought this was a good idea, but it wasn't. Because, just because MJF is back doesn't mean you get to abandon ship.
Neglect
You know what I
everybody.
mean?
Exactly.
You get to abandon ship on these guys that you built up while he was gone. You know what I mean? I mean, Wheeler Yuta, is another guy who you put in the Blackpool Combat Club because they couldn't get Garcia, and now it kind of seems like they want Garcia, and they've been taking a step back on Wheeler Yuta, and he just hasn't really been able to shine
Kinda,
like he used to, man. And
yeah.
he is. He also is another victim of the AEW theme song problem.
Oh, right, shit's ass.
I think that's
That shit ass, bro. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I I think that's another thing that is kind of like not. I think that's another thing that's kind of, I think if you had a killer theme song, I think a lot more people would
You know what type of
gravitate
theme
towards it.
song would fit Yuta, bro? Some like the good BT theme song, some along that vibe. I think would be perfect for Yuta.
The good what?
B Team. Remember that fucking theme song?
Oh, Battle Scars.
Yeah,
Oh,
something like that would be perfect for Yuta. That really would be heat for Yuta, man. Too bad that's
actually
a
would.
fucking
Yeah,
licensed song
seriously.
that WWE used for fucking 2 months and then switched it with some garbage. That
B team, go go go. Why the fuck would you replace Battle Scars with that, man?
that shit don't make sense, bruh. Man, if I was TK, I'd be trying to buy that shit from them. I'd go to CFOA, bro. I'm trying to buy this track from y'all.
Seriously. Bro just pulls up with a duffel bag full of money. I got
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
buying
more
this
fucking
track.
money.
I have more money than fucking Jimmy Crockett and the McMahons
Jimmy
combined.
Crockett. uh,
The fuck?
Jimmy Crockett. I can so see
Jimmy
him
Buff,
saying that
you would
too.
fuck it up too.
I have a
I
lot
have
more
more money
fucking
than
money
Jimmy.
than Jimmy Crockett.
I mean, fucking Jimmy fucking Buff. Fuck you. He would, bro. He would fuck it up. No TK.
Oh man, no man. Seriously though, they absolutely sent this motherfucker out here to die. And
Oh yeah.
MJF comes out there fucking dancing on one leg, looking like a damn fool. Um, he says to Wheeler Yuta something along the lines of, these are my devil worshippers. These people think of me as a god. Um, these people think of me as a god. And one thing I like about this like MJF return is he's like using the fact that he's over to almost like still like look down on the
Yeah.
fans with.
Like you idiots love me.
Yeah, like
You eat up anything I do. I like that. I like what he turned it into.
definitely, definitely, bro. So he talks about I can't even remember what Wheeler Yuta said to him. He sounded like an idiot though. He
Oh
sounded like a
yeah.
he sounded like a pure idiot. He was just saying random shit to him. Meanwhile, Max is telling him, you could hang out with Danielson and your brain's gonna turn to mush, and you can hang out with Mox and you're gonna be an alcoholic, or maybe you could go hang out with Regal and he could teach you how to pop pills. And
And
I'm
that's
like,
when
what
fucking
the
Yuta snapped, and I was like, bro, what?
yeah, and then Yuta hit him, and then Morrissey came out and they just beat the shit out of him, man. I mean,
Literally. Like, what was the point of all that? What did that accomplish for anybody?
exactly. Nothing, bro. You could have literally just had MJF go out there and cut a heel promo on New York, you know?
Just something like that. Or you could just send any idiot out there that you don't care about. Fucking send.
Of
I was
all the
gonna say
times you don't
Thanos.
use fucking Tony Nese,
Yeah,
you know?
that fucking loser is perfect for that. Embarrass his jobber ass. Somebody.
You know?
Embarrass the fucking gun club. Well, no, exactly. Nah, they're technically aligned in a way. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, there's somebody. Send fucking Peter Avalon out there or something.
Exactly. Somebody. Some fucking. Not Wheeler Yuta.
No, this was absolutely unacceptable, man. I mean, you built this dude up, and you put him in a promo battle against Max, knowing that you are throwing him to the wolves, bro. You are willingly throwing him to the wolves, and it does not look
Literally.
good at all. You know, I don't understand how you expect, you know, these guys to grow any if you send them out there to get fucking embarrassed.
Exactly.
Wheeler Yuta, when
It,
you were bringing him up, looked like a badass. The Blackpool
hmm
Combat Club wasn't out there embarrassing him. He was out there holding his own against those guys. You know, that's what got him over because it looked like he could stand toe to toe with Bryan. He could stand toe to
hmm
toe with Moxley. You send him out there with MJF and he gets fucking obliterated.
Like, what?
Where's the
That shit
correlation there?
don't make sense. That ain't the same Wheeler Yuta from a couple months ago. I don't believe it.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, yeah, that was it, bro. I was not at all a fan of this segment. I thought they
No.
made him look like a blithering idiot, and for no good reason. For no good reason. Um, Next was Pac versus Orange Cassidy. This one was
It
meh.
was alright, I guess.
Yeah,
Definitely the
it.
weakest of all our matches.
Yeah, the one at Revolution stands head
It's
and shoulders
nuts.
above this.
Hmm
So Pac and Orange Cassidy. Yeah, I mean they put on an okay match. I mean it wasn't nothing too crazy. It wasn't nothing
hmm
too crazy. Obviously the regular, you know, Orange Cassidy spurts where Pac doesn't really see him coming, and Orange just starts going nuts.
hmm
But nonetheless, Pac ends up making his way out of the ring, grabs the hammer that rings the bell, and Orange Cassidy goes out there and he hits him with it, rolls him in the ring, and pins him. And that was
Yeah,
it. It was real. It was honestly pretty weak if you ask me. It was definitely not the best of their encounters, and I definitely don't like how Pac has to cheat against a guy like Orange Cassidy. I
no,
mean, I
I
get the
really
point
don't like
of
that. Make
he underestimated him, but dude, Pac underestimated him in 2020, and he still put him away. You know, I
so
mean
I
that
can't
was
do the same.
exactly. It was literally just a cop out put the put the championship or to prolong the, you know, championship feud between these two.
Exactly. Could have just waited to do the match even more. Something. I don't know, man. Just not that, bro. I really did not like that ending of that match. I thought that
No,
shit was lame as hell. Thought it was didn't really make sense for Pac to do. And Pac ain't the type of guy I want to see cheat, bruh. Not like that. Not against Orange Cassidy.
definitely not. Definitely not, man. And next we got the AEW Women's Championship match.
Man, oh man.
The Fatal 4-Way for the women's title. Toni Storm versus Athena versus Britt Baker versus Serena Deeb. Bruh. Um, this match was okay. Like I said, it wasn't bad.
Bad. Just
Yeah.
a match.
Yeah. It was pretty much just your average match, and Britt. Okay, so there's two things I really want to talk about with this match. So first things first, Britt ended up getting a bloodied nose and was you know, taking everybody out towards the end of the match. She's taking out Deeb and Athena, and she rolls up Toni Storm. Toni Storm reverses the roll up, rolls her up, and then Britt Britt loses like that. First things first, and mind you, Britt has a bloody nose, blood dripping everywhere, all down her face. First of all, this is the very first thing. So that happens, and then Britt Baker just starts beating the shit out of everybody. She literally
Like
just
she's
starts
fucking Brock.
she just starts beating the shit out of everybody after the match, after she lost, and she's beating up Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter comes out, huge pop. She gets in the ring. She literally does the same thing she did, I think, 2 weeks ago, where she's in the ring with she's in the ring with Britt. She got Britt to her left and Toni to her right, and she's looking at him, and then she just hits Toni.
It's like lame as fuck, bro.
Honestly, dude, that's not really
I don't
what
need
I
this
think of
pairing
when I
no
think
more.
of compelling.
Exactly.
What do you what
What's
the
the point?
fuck?
What's the point of a little fucking beef if it's not gonna culminate to anything right now? Just do it now. And bruh, Britt Baker really trying hard. She was like smearing the blood on herself. Like, bro, you ain't that cool right now. You're annoying. Everyone needs a break from you. Just please step back out of the spotlight for 2 minutes. Please.
Honestly, bro, you ain't Becky Lynch. You
Nah,
are
you
not
ain't.
Becky Lynch in 2018. I promise you that. So first things first, and I was gonna tweet this out, but then my focus immediately shifted to what
Same.
happened after the match. Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, cannot get a clean victory over Britt Baker, and when I say clean, I mean not a roll up. She
Yeah,
has
just
to roll Britt Baker up.
when she
When
has a
Toni
broken
Storm,
nose. Or not broken nose, but bloody nose. Gushing
yeah,
blood.
she's all bloodied, and besides, you're telling me that Toni Storm, who is 10 times as talented as Britt Baker,
Mm-hmm.
cannot
Just put her down.
hit the Storm Zero on her, or the Storm Breaker, or whatever it's called. And I mean, really, come on now, don't, man. So that's the first thing, and the second thing is Britt Baker yet again has to just take out the field and just stand tall at the end of all of this.
Ugh.
How fucking lame is that, man? How lame and how what's the word? Formulaic is that? I feel
So,
like we've been watching the same shit for the past 4 fucking weeks every single time we watch Britt Baker.
mm-hmm.
Either she wins and she beats the hell out of everybody, or she loses, but either she doesn't get pinned or she gets pinned in some whack ass way, like a roll up, and wins the match.
Same cycle, bruh.
Come on, bro.
Tired of it, bruh. I'm tired of Britt, bruh. Just get her off TV for a minute, please.
It
It'll
is
do
just.
your TV some favor.
It really will. It really will at this point. I mean, and then the third thing. So let's continue. They're all standing there, hugging because Jamie Hayter showed her loyalty back to Britt, as if anybody wants to fucking see that.
Literally.
And what scares me about Jamie Hayter is when she breaks up from Britt Baker, is she going to get the same spotlight that
Oh,
she
no.
got with Britt? That's one thing
God,
that's
no.
scaring me about Jamie, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Britt's ever going to let her, or if she does, it's going to be for a while. I don't really think she's ever going to let Jamie really have the spotlight.
No. God, no. It's gonna be like the Charlotte and Becky situation. The other one doesn't want to have
Yeah.
the spotlight that she has, so she's gonna block it or try to take it or all that petty shit, bruh. And it's gonna suck to see because that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So Britt's standing there and she puts her gloves on and she wipes the blood off her face and she starts fucking smearing it all over her stomach. And all of a sudden you just hear this riff start playing. And you just, you hear this riff and everybody's kind of looking around. Everybody's looking around, and I thought originally, I had told my dad because I was watching the show with him. I said, I told him, I said, I think Thunder Rosa is about to come out. And when I heard not Thunder Rosa, our boy Geck, shout out to him if you're watching this. I seen him tweet earlier in the day, he's speculating because we had heard earlier in the day that Paige
Yeah.
had talks with AEW, but nobody knows what it was about. And, we'd heard that. So once I heard that, as soon as I heard that, then I looked over and I was like, oh shit, I think they're about to bring out Paige. And then you just hear, the little, the riff, starts riffing more. And you just hear, or you just see Saraya on the screen. Huge fucking pop. She walks out there. And, let me ask you, Sir K. When
Hmm.
Saraya walked out there, who was the woman that she stood face to face with from the ramp to the ring?
Well, you see, the answer should be the Women's World Champion, Toni Storm, but that
Yep.
isn't the answer, is it? It
It's not.
is, can we take a guess?
A wild guess,
Britt Baker. Literally.
bro.
Staring at Britt Baker for no fucking reason. When the world champion is there, or the women's world champion is there, and you're staring at Britt Baker, why? When, like, bro, I'm staring at the world champion. I ain't staring at mid. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, we brought this point up when we were talking about this just privately to each other. When Walter debuted at
Mm-hmm.
Takeover Cardiff, no, Blackpool, Takeover Blackpool,
Blackpool.
Takeover Blackpool in January 2019, when Walter debuted, who did he go face to face with? The champion, Pete Dunne. He didn't go looking at Joe Coffey. When Tommaso Ciampa came back from neck injury in 2019 in later or mid 2019, did he go after his old foe, Johnny Gargano, the man he was supposed to face at TakeOver New York?
No,
No. He went after the fucking champion. He
exactly. And
stood
he didn't even
face
look
to
at the
face.
champion.
Bro,
Bro, he was
it's
just looking straight at that title, bruh. Because
it is
that's what matters.
it is common sense. She doesn't even have to go for it. Walter
No.
didn't get his shot till April. So it's not like they're immediately coming in and it's not like they're immediately coming in and just taking the belt, but it's just the visual. Oh, she's putting the champ on notice. It doesn't mean she has to go for Toni Storm. Tommaso
No.
Ciampa didn't end up getting his shot until I think that January takeover in January
Exactly.
2020, before the Rumble. Bruh,
Like,
what does Britt Baker have that Saraya wants or needs? Nothing.
nothing. I got a fucking dentist
Nothing.
appointment. The fuck? Man, I hate that shit, bro. They gotta stop with this Britt Baker shit. It's getting worse by the week, man. By the end of the year, if this shit don't stop, Britt Baker will be hated. The whole fan base will hate her. You might as well fucking release her by the end of the year if this continues, because people will hate her that much. I know I will.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Britt, this Britt Baker shit needs to stop. And like I said
Please.
on Friday, this signing is only going to be as great as AEW wants it to be. If they continue to have Britt Baker step over these women and they have her beat these women and make these women look like less of what they are, does Toni Storm feel important right now? Does Athena feel important? Not to mention what Britt did to her, let alone Jade. Do any of these women fit? Does Mercedes Martinez feel important? Do any of these women that they have genuinely feel important? Does had Thunder Rosa out of her whole entire title run ever feel important?
Not
No.
one bit.
Bruh, why is she coming down there and looking at Britt? What does Britt Baker have that she needs? Like, it makes no sense from a TV standpoint. Like, bro, that is not an epic standoff. It's
No, I don't
like
want to see that.
nobody gives it. I'd rather see fucking Paige and Toni Storm.
That sounds like the better match on paper. The better pair, not pairing, or like versus. Or how hard would it have been if Ruby was a women's world champ when that happened? That shit would have been hard as hell.
Absolutely.
That shit don't make sense, bruh.
No, man, not at all. And uh, from from that standpoint, it looked absolutely fucking ridiculous. It really, really did, and it really annoyed me as to why Brit and then Paige calls Athena and Tony Storm in the ring, and they're hugging, like,
Ugh.
bro.
Like, bro, don't be weird.
Meanwhile, Paige just ran around the ring and then did the "This is my house." Like, that shit was badass as fuck. This is your house. You ain't sharing this motherfucker with anybody. Why
ain't
you in there
sharing that
hugging
house.
them? Which
Let's
made
kick their ass out.
which annoys me because I feel like we're literally just gonna get this like odd woman faction versus Britt Baker's group.
Oh, 100%. It's gonna be it's gonna be fucking Saraya, Athena, Tony
Tony,
versus Britt's little group. Yeah, like
bro,
why? I don't want to see that
who
shit.
the
Nobody does.
fuck is interested in that?
Nobody. Not a soul.
You know, and if you want Saraya to be Britt's first match, great. But have her go and look at Tony. Have her
Yeah,
go and look at Tony first. And then have her run through Jamie. And then have her run through Britt. Or just have her run through Britt. And then have her get to Tony. You know what I mean? Or like, bro, this is only going to be as great as AEW will let it be great.
exactly, bruh.
Because Ruby could have been a great signing. We all know how
Oh
that
yeah,
turned out. You know what I
literally.
mean? Mercedes Martinez could have been a wonderful signing. Athena could have been a great signing. Tony Storm's been solid. You know, I mean, eh, I feel like
Mm,
her run. I feel like her run is kind of like, oh, she's been doing good, just out of the
exactly.
lens that she has a championship. Had she not won the championship, what would she have done? Since
Nothing.
when? Early March? March she debuted, I think. April, maybe? What'd she do?
Nothing.
Nothing. So I feel like the fact that she at least is holding a championship kind of saves it a little bit, but I mean, you got to think, man, had she not won that thing, which
Oh,
I mean
she'd
she
be
was going
nothing.
to anyway, but she wouldn't, I mean, what would the run have been? So if you're gonna sit here and play these fucking games and waste all of our time with Saraya, bro, dude, the iron is hot. Strike.
Mm-hmm.
Do not cool her down and then put her in a prime spot a year later because you got a massive hard on for Britt Baker that I do not fucking understand for
Does
the
not
life
make
of me.
sense.
She ain't
Doesn't.
that good. She's
She ain't, bro.
good. She ain't great, man.
She ain't got it like that, bro. She just
No.
don't.
No. She doesn't. She doesn't. Um Not good, man. Don't do all this friend bullshit. We're gonna team up and take down evil Brit. Who gives a fuck about Brit?
Who
There's a
cares?
champion in this division, and it's not her. There's two of them, and neither of
Mm-hmm.
them are her.
Neither. Does not make sense.
Not at all. We got another little Darby cinematic thing where he was dragging a body bag all through the subways in New York. He hops in a cab and says, I'm taking them to Arthur Ashe, planning for the House of Black's funeral. Which actually
How
probably
ironic.
could be.
How
Could be,
ironic. Well,
man.
maybe. Maybe not from what Logan was telling us about Malachi Black's alive. So maybe not. We'll
Oh
have to
shit, I
see.
didn't even see that. Malachi Black said he isn't leaving AEW, and we will see him back, in AEW in a couple months. Oh,
Yeah, he's just on live
nice.
talking about like he was talking about dirt sheets and how they're wrong and shit.
Raw.
The dirt sheets. Those damn dirt sheets. The hell.
Man, I bet. Oh, that is such a weight lift off my shoulders. I've been waiting to rant about this shit with you guys since
Real
Wednesday.
shit, bro. Damn.
Bro, that shit's just been lingering in my soul since Wednesday.
I'm
It
dead.
was so hard not to bring it up on Friday, but man, I was like, it's gonna make for a good unscripted rant. Well, that's good. I'm very happy to hear that. Did he discuss? Did he discuss the reports that came out today that people in WWE said that he wants to come back?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why he went live, because that story is probably like his breaking point of the dirt sheets, if that is
Gotcha.
bullshit. So
Gotcha.
I
Yeah, man.
I wasn't listening though. I knew he was live, but we're live, so I'm not just about to blast that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Logan, you are correct. We covered that on Friday. Meltzer said that she hasn't wrestled, but it looks like she could be because she is reffing um in her family's promotion, and the stigma was before that she couldn't um the stigma was before that she couldn't even get physical. So the fact that she's gonna be running around being a ref and having to
Oh yeah,
crawl down on her stomach to count and stuff like that, I think soon enough. I think soon enough. I really want to watch this live. Where does he go live? Twitch or YouTube
in
or?
it was an Instagram live. I think
Oh,
it's
get out
over
of here.
now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Somebody will post it on YouTube.
Oh, you know it. People will post the fuck out that shit.
Wow. Well, good for him. Good for
Good
him.
for him.
Yeah,
I'd be
he that's
pissed too. I'd be shitting on him, bro.
yeah, that is one of the worst things in the world, man. When people just try to throw dirt on your name.
Oh, I'd be
So
pissed.
yeah.
I'd be talking all types of shit about the business. I'd bring up Marty. Fuck it,
Did he
man.
bring up? Did he bring up Mike and that white powder that was on the cover?
He was in NXT at the time. He
Maybe
could
it
have been
was
at that party.
the former NXT talent.
He could have been. That is in AEW. He could be that. I feel like no, Andrade was on the main roster at the time. I think
Andrade was too busy with mommy.
he was too busy with mommy. Even though I could see him doing that shit, I could, bro.
Maybe
You
he
see
got
him?
it
You
for
see
him,
a
man.
party guy. He
Maybe
could have,
maybe
man.
he's got ties to the
He could
cartel.
be the plug. I mean, there's no Ric Flair. Who the fuck? Imagine he knows. You know, Ric Flair does that shit. His old white ass. You know, he does that shit. This he probably gets it from. Who knows?
So, in the main event, brings us to the main event, and we have Moxley versus Danielson for the AEW World Championship, man. The finals of the Tournament of Champions.
Hell yeah.
Um, this this match was okay. It
Yeah, wasn't
wasn't
bad.
nothing insane, but it was really good. It was really good for what it was, man. I really hate how John Moxley puts on good matches, bro. But people try to make him sound like he is fucking the Miz in the ring, bro.
I know, like, bro, guy,
He
bro
ain't
does
that
shit.
bad.
No, he ain't nearly that bad. The
No,
fuck?
no.
Like, obviously he's not like a Brian Danielson or some shit,
Yeah,
but I don't expect him to fucking be. He's John Moxley. He's
people
cool.
people people try to exactly, bro. People tried to do that shit with Bobby Roode too. Back when he
Mm,
was in NXT. Remember, bro? People used to try to talk about Bobby Roode like he was
like he was
fucking
just talk.
horrible in the ring.
Yeah, like he was Enzo or some
Like,
shit.
bro, he ain't that bad. Come on now. You acting like he
People
Braun Strowman in the ring. Like,
people
bruh,
just saying them to themselves, bro. Lane
man.
Braun runs fast.
Yeah, right. I fucking hope so. That's all you got. Um, yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. I don't know why people
No,
do that. But
no clue.
people try to make John Moxley sound. Ooh, they try to make him sound bad. However, this match was. I mean, it was okay. It was okay.
Hmm.
It wasn't. It wasn't nothing crazy. Um, That's another thing I kind of feel where like the bar is with professional wrestling fans nowadays. Like, if I feel like to a lot of fans, if you aren't fucking Will Ospreay, you
You
suck.
suck. Yeah. It's like, what? That shit
It
don't
ain't
make
right.
sense.
It ain't right. Yeah, I mean, if you aren't jumping around doing 730s and 940s in the ring, then
Yeah.
you
In
suck.
your ass. Like,
Yeah.
hmm?
MJF sitting up there with his damn casino chip, just looking at the match, watching them. Um, kind of, you know, a little predictable, kind of, that he wasn't going to cash in. Like they kind of
Implied he
hinted at
can?
it. Yeah. I would have really liked if he wasn't going to cash it in here, if the announcer, if he would have left the skybox like midway through the match.
Yeah, that would have been
And then,
interesting.
and then he didn't come out. It was kind of just like a tease or whatever, or maybe they hit his music at the end of the show, but he never comes out, and the crowd just heals up on him as they go off the air, or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. This match though, this match was to be 100% honest, very shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, 100%.
this match was very shocking. John Moxley put Danielson on his stomach and got him in a sleeper hold and won the match. John Moxley
Yeah.
won the match. So pretty much AEW's just been telling you the past couple weeks that Mox is gonna win, and you know we've already started the feud with him and MJF. So
Man, they did, man. I did not expect that. That shocked the fuck out of me. I mean, good for Mox, definitely, but I was just shocked, bruh. I did not expect that. And it kind of goes to show the direction they're going, that I think relatively soon MJF is going to win that thing, because I feel like when they give it to Bryan, they want the world title to be open when they give it to Bryan, so they're not obligated to give it to somebody else in a couple months. You know what I mean? Not say that it's like a burden, but it's just I think they would want a guy like Danielson to have like a free reign.
long run,
Yeah,
yeah,
just a long reign of just people to face. But
definitely.
I think it'll all make sense in the end. It was just shocking in the moment.
Yes, it was very shocking. Yeah, I mean to be 100% honest, the more intriguing story is definitely Mox and MJF, because
Exactly.
that's what they've been building to. And like Sir K said, I'm actually okay
Hmm.
with Mox winning. I thought that it would have been really nice to see Danielson win, but I also want Danielson to get a real run. But I hope
Exactly.
Danielson isn't too selfless to not
Not
want
give
to
it.
give himself one.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. He's got to be willing to win, man. Which is a funny thing to say, but he's got to be willing to win.
Yeah, yeah, because nobody will ever look at him as selfish. He will always have a legacy as one of the most selfless guys ever in the business.
Exactly.
And he deserves his moment too, and he deserves to be AEW champion, man. And everybody wants to see it. So I
Hmm.
do think we'll see it eventually. Man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. So that was
Definitely.
the week of AEW Dynamite Rampage, seeing AEW crown another number one contender in
Don't know how that
Hangman
works.
Page. I don't know why they would do that when you already have a number one contender on the table with
Like,
Max, but Hangman Page
nothing.
wins this Casino Battle Royal, and
There you go. I guess he has a title shot. I don't know if it. I don't know how that's gonna work because MJF has a title shot, but who knows, man? Who knows? And I mean, since you ain't doing shit with the TNT title, to have that battle royal to be for shotting it for the TNT title, make that feel important. When you don't need a contender for the world title, don't make sense, man.
yeah. Eddie Kingston beat Sammy Guevara, but then the ref overturned it because Kingston was very heated. Um,
Oh,
Hook and Action Bronson defeated Matt Menard and Angelo Parker.
cool hand Ange.
We'll go over that one last. Jungle Boy defeated Ray Phoenix in what was a very good Rampage match, and Christian and Luchasaurus came out and attacked him afterwards. War Joe won their tag title match. Please stop it. Book him correctly as
Please.
TNT champion. Trina turned on Diamante after Jade beat her and aligned herself with Jade and the baddies.
Oh my god,
Oh
so
no.
shocking. No, I'm devastated. Next.
Ricky Starks beat Powerhouse Hobbs with the Rochambeau on a ton of chairs. I don't understand why this couldn't have been on Dynamite Grand
Yeah.
Slam. I really don't like how these guys have gotten little to no spotlight when Ricky Starks has been saying on television for the past however
Week.
many months he is tired of waiting for his spotlight because he believes his time is now.
Exactly, bruh. Exactly. And that entrance was hard as hell from that man.
Yeah. And the House of Black
Mm,
lose to Sting and Darby Allin.
God damn. Like, it makes sense since Black is going away. You give the win to the people who are here still. But, damn. It's just a damn.
And what didn't help was the Great Muda came out
Great mid.
and the damn, the Great Muda came out and they just pretty much kind of just not
Shoved him
embarrassed the
off.
House of Black, but they just kind of shrugged them off, man.
Yeah, just shrugged him to the side, man. Sucks to see, man. It really does. But hopefully, with what Malachi said, it'll be better if he does come back, which I guess he might, man. I hope so.
Oh man, Logan was the Great Mid. Logan was crying when Trina turned on Diamante. Can you believe
You know
it?
what I'm saying? That shit broke my heart. I
It really
couldn't
did.
believe it.
She just pushed her down. She did one
And
of
she
them
just
Jake
laid
Atlas
down.
pushes.
She said, "The fuck? That ain't right, bro. I can't explain the joke too. I was gonna add to it, but
um,
add to it. Gotta fucking delete my Twitter."
um, I don't think anything happened on SmackDown other than a really good Bloodline promo. Yeah, a really good Bloodline promo. I'm definitely starting to mess with this group a lot more. I have to be 100% honest with you guys. I'm starting to mess with this group a lot more. Not that I didn't. I was explaining this to one of our friends. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that I never really didn't like Roman Reigns, because as a matter of fact, I loved Roman Reigns in the beginning of his run. I just
Oh,
thought
100%.
it grew
Stay.
incredibly stale with the repetitive booking. But as for Roman, I think he's great. I think he's great in
Yeah,
the ring. I think he's a great promo. And like I said, his stuff with Jey Uso,
it was fire.
honestly, still to this day, is the best stuff we've seen on the main roster since. It was
Oh,
just
100%.
solid shit, bro. He was
That was
really
just
good.
great shit. Mm-hmm.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not like that. It's not that I don't like Roman, because that's not the truth. It's just I just don't like how he's barely there, and he has both of these belts, and B, they just book him so repetitive, in my honest opinion. I think,
Oh, yeah.
there was a point where, and I hope Triple H seems like he's doing a lot better with him, though, because he seems like, in a lot of his promos, he seems like he's a little more of himself, and he can be cool
Yeah,
Joe. And that'll
exactly.
make people like him, and he's not just this, just,
Acknowledge me.
yeah, just the same. He's just. I feel
He's
like
having
with
fun
Vince.
with it.
Yeah, I feel like with Vince for a while, he was honestly just a catchphrase, kind of.
Exactly, like,
Insert city, acknowledge me.
That's all he was, man. But now you can tell he was having fun with Sami Zayn in that
Yeah,
segment when he was like,
and he has
"Why
been.
are you wearing that shit?" Exactly. You could tell he's having fun with this, and that's what matters. Roman is Roman is a lot like Brock, where when they're having fun, we're having fun.
I thought you were
You can
gonna
put Randy
mention.
in there too.
That's what I thought you were
I
gonna
was just about
mention.
to say, you can put Randy, Brock, and Roman all in that. When they're having fun, it's great. When they ain't, my God, are they the most boring people on the planet? Especially fucking Orton. That motherfucker is goddamn boring.
Bro.
Holy fuck.
Oh man. Oh
I'd rather be
man.
at work.
On God, bro. Oh man, that Orton and Alexa stuff.
Mm,
Holy shit.
dude, sleep. Oh man, that shit was ass.
That
That
shit
man
was
Orton. Bro,
NyQuil in the form of TV.
that man Orton ain't having the time of his life. We suffering, bro. That shit is ass.
Seriously, bro. So Roman says to Sami Zayn, he says, I want you to take that shirt off. And Sami Zayn is standing on one side of the ring, and Jimmy, Jay, Roman, and Solo are standing on the other side of the ring. And Roman says, "Why are you wearing?" Or he finished his promo, and then he says, "Hold on a minute. Why are you wearing that shirt?" And Sammy's just like, "What?"
Oh,
And he's just like not saying anything, but he's like got his arms up, like, "Dude, like, I'm not gonna fucking hurt you. Like,
yeah.
chill, bruh." So Roman's like, "Why are you wearing that shirt? Take it off." And Sami Zayn's just like not taking it off. He's just looking at him like, "What?" So Roman's telling him, "I'm not going to tell you again, take the shirt off." So Jay starts ripping the fucking shirt off his body. And Roman tells him, he said, I don't want to see you in that shirt ever again. And Sammy's just like looking all confused, like, what the
Everyone's all
fuck?
sad and shit.
And then Roman says, "You're never going to wear that shirt ever again because I got you a new one." So he tosses him the shirt, and it says, it's pretty much the 1D, one and done Uso shirt,
Yeah.
but it says SZ honorary Us.
The fuck, bruh.
and
Bro.
and he does his stupid little handshake with Jimmy. Jay sitting over there like, what?
Pissed.
No.
That man's pissed.
Bro, he was really going through it. He really was.
Bro angry as hell. Bro been waiting to rip that shirt off his ass, bro. Bro's marking out in his head.
So, so he says to Sammy, "Is there anything you have to say?" Sammy says, "I acknowledge you, tribal chief." And he hugs him,
Okay.
and Roman's fucking laughing, and he like hugs him back with one arm, and the crowd fucking popped huge. I'm
Oh yeah.
enjoying this, bro. This is
Hmm.
this is this is that kick in the ass that the group needed. Solo
Definitely,
Sikoa has
man.
been great. Sami Zayn's been great, and Roman looks like he's having a lot more fun on TV doing this, telling this
Exactly.
Sami Zayn story.
Because it's an actual story to tell, not just this opponent isn't acknowledging me, so I must beat them by having my tag team uh help me win. Now it was that for like a year and a fucking half, and now it's
Yeah,
interesting again, which you like to see.
yeah. Because now we have the Sami Zayn factor into all of
Hmm.
this, and that is a
Exactly.
very interesting component. Yeah, and besides, the way they keep advertising it, it seems like Roman's going to be on SmackDown this week too. So, what a difference it makes when you show up, you know?
Exactly. Wow. You could produce good TV.
Yeah. Raw. Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Raw. Raw opens tonight with Damage Control and Bianca Belair and friends.
God.
And they're talking about how, you know, I can't even remember what Bianca was saying before Damage Control got out there, but it was Bianca was just talking about how, you know, she can't beat her by herself and whatnot, and Damage Control comes out there and they start talking about how, Bailey starts talking about how Bianca wouldn't have any of her accomplishments if Bailey was there, and Bianca says, "Well, I main evented WrestleMania when you were there, and where were you?" Kind of a stab that she was not even hosting the show, or she was like a
No.
co-host or something like that, or she was like trying to be the host.
Yeah,
Um,
that was like the thing or something.
Horrible. So yeah, this ended up turning into it was honestly a very forgettable promo. I don't know, like I don't know what it is, but like something just like feels like kind of a little off with like this feud.
It
And like
needs
mhm.
actual opponents for damage control. They don't have a real thing to go against. It's just champion and other people on the roster. Like, to be honest, if they didn't have Sasha and Naomi to do this, they shouldn't have done this. That was the only like verses they could have really done with this group.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought it would have been really nice to do Bianca, Sasha, and Naomi. I think that would have made this a hell of a lot more
A lot
interesting.
better. It
Um,
would have it would have gave it a reason, but now it's kind of just they're just assholes on TV for
yeah,
no
I
reason.
mean, I mean, if I mean WWE was kind of in this thing of like doing like these women's factions, and I think I think there's definitely some cool groups you could have did. You could have did the you could have did the well, only two of them are really serviceable, but some kind of like four horse women,
Yeah,
something like that, the MMA four horse women, or you could have did something, but like, or I honestly think this would be a lot better if maybe it was Bianca and Becky, because there's like a story
yeah.
there, and then Asuka's there as well, because Becky
She was kind of
respects
holding
Asuka,
on. Mm-hmm.
but Alexa Bliss kind of just like
Kills it.
I don't know. I don't know. Like something just feels off with like this group and this feud. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
I'm
it's not.
telling you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the group is bad or they need to
No,
break up or anything, but it's just like,
it's just purposeless right now. There's
yeah,
no direction. There's no
yeah,
drive. It's just they just come out on TV every week and cut a promo. It's like, so what's the point of the group? What's the point of all this? Do something.
exactly, exactly. So this ends up turning into Bianca versus Io Sky,
Oh,
which Bianca would then defeat her.
damn. That
Uh,
group is just a bunch of losers too. That's something that really doesn't help.
which is so weird because it's so unlike Triple H.
I'm
It,
telling you, that man. Mm,
dude, like
like, what are you doing?
on NXT, on NXT, bro. Like, and look, I get, man. Like, I'm completely fine. I'm completely fine with Triple H. I'm completely fine with Triple H. Drawing blanks. It
Mm-hmm.
happens. You know what I mean?
We
I
all
mean,
do it.
you you come up with a decision that is just ass, and you take the L.
Mm-hmm.
You take it on the chin, bro. It's what it is. You take the L on that. But when you're doing things that aren't even considered an L, it's just considered something so unlike you. Like
I know. It's just like,
that is
why?
that is so unlike Triple H to ever, 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 ever have his champion lose on television. That is so
Yeah.
weird to me. Like, dude, you like that was like that was one of the like that was one of the main things NXT fans used to use against like wrestling fans that were like didn't watch NXT against the main roster. Like, you watch the main roster and all these fucking champions lose like there's
Like it's
no
an everyday
tomorrow.
thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But on NXT, every single champion literally would not lose unless they got screwed over or they lost in the match where they lost the title.
Yep.
And they
And
were
that's how it
just
should be.
so protected. They were so protected in their role. And he does it to this group so much. It is so weird. But the real weird part is on the other side of the coin, you have Bobby Lashley, you have Walter, you have these guys that he's protecting. But then you
Like,
have Dakota Kai and Io Sky, who just lose so much. They
Literally,
lose
bro.
so much.
It's like, why? What is the point? I don't get it, bruh. They a bunch of losers, and it's just they gotta switch something about that group really quickly, man, because it's going slowly down the hill, and you don't want it to get to the end,
Yeah, yeah.
because you'll end up with a guy like Lance Loser, who that's what we refer to him as.
That's another great point. Durante says, question: has Rhea had any women's matches lately? No, she's
She's
too
too busy being
busy
popular.
clapping it up with Dominic.
Yep,
Yeah, Logan describes it perfectly. He says damage control isn't bad, but it isn't really good either. I mean,
yeah, it's just there.
yeah.
They're just a thing that happens on TV every week, and it's just like, oh, damage control segment.
Durante says, why the fuck did Dakota Kai come back? I will tell you why. Because
We're going to Jason Britt.
her and Tony Khan didn't get out of I think the first stages of an agreement.
No, yeah. Plus, I wouldn't want to go there to be fucking third to anything with Britt.
Honestly, if I'm not a name like Saraya, I'm probably not going to AEW because Saraya, the one thing she's got on her side, her name value and what she's done for women's wrestling is
Million
far
times.
superior from
Mhm.
anything Britt Baker could ever do.
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, man, I don't know. And like I said, that's another thing that doesn't help, man. He just has these two excessively lose. And I mean, he had Bianca lose at Clash at the Castle, but it took a triple team to beat her. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
with I mean the other two, man, they just excessively lose, man. They're losers.
They are, bruh. There's a group of losers, man. It's like, how can I root for somebody who just loses like that? And it's not the point of their character either. They just happen to lose a lot. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean
bruh,
they're not going through a redemption storyline. They just came back. Like, what's the fucking excuse, man?
don't make sense, bro. I really don't.
Not at all. Not at all. Seth Rollins cuts a promo about how he will be the king of the fight pit and everyone will be singing his song. And yeah, he just he just cut a promo
Hype
selling the
match.
fight pit match. So
Yeah.
that was it. That was it. And for that, it was solid. It was solid.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
After this, we got a Rey Mysterio versus Seth freaking Rollins match. Rey was on the outside towards the end of the match. This was a really solid match.
Nice.
This is a really solid match. And before this, Rey was talking to Kevin Patrick about what it means to be a father. And how he knows that Dominic is still in there.
Dude, it's not a fucking symbiote. He's a person. Like, ugh.
Yeah, there was also a segment where Finn was trying to talk to AJ. And for 1 week, until the end of the show, Judgment Day didn't look like a band of fucking weirdos.
Wow.
They were talking. They were talking like humans.
Wow.
Bro. It was mind-boggling. I was like, wow. I wouldn't necessarily say the group had to break up as much as I do if they just acted like this. If they didn't act like fucking emo weirdos every week.
Bunch of AEW fans, just a bunch of emo fucking weirdos.
It seems like everybody's coming into their own, and then Dominic's there. He's not really like a nuisance to the group, but he doesn't really add anything. He's literally just there for like Rhea Ripley jokes. That she's
Literally,
clapping him
bro.
up or something. But
It's like, bro, what's the point of all this?
I think the
What's
group.
the end game?
I think this week the group would have made a massive improvement had he not been there. Because, like I said, he's not really a nuisance. Like, it's not like, well, this group would be a lot cooler if he wasn't there. It's almost like you don't notice he's there. He's just there.
There.
He's not like a nuisance to it, but I mean, he certainly doesn't add anything to the group. But like,
they're treating him like he's a fucking kid at a field trip, not like a member of the group.
Finn was talking like a normal human to AJ. Damian Priest was
Wow.
talking like a normal human later in the show. They were making
Crazy to see.
they were just talking like humans, man. They were talking like humans. I remember during the pre-match promo, Kevin Patrick says to Damian Priest, he says, "Being that Matt Riddle is one of your old friends, are you going to take it easy on him in tonight's match?" And Damian Priest just looked at him as any normal human being would, and he said to him, "What kind of dumbass question is that?"
Exactly. Like
Like,
what?
and he was like, "Of course I'm not going to take it easy on him. Like, he's my opponent."
I want to win. And if I'm gonna do it, I have to do to win. It's that simple.
And then, you don't know what I'm going to do to him after the show.
No.
When me and Riddle go back on our threesome hunts.
For a
the
Ripley
one.
and fucking Dominic, I guess now he's probably in that circle.
So, and then you just got married little fucking Finn over there.
Literally,
Just living his normal life and his group
little
is
good boy.
out.
Exactly.
So, Ray gets interrupted by Dominic, who's standing right in front of the corner ring post, and he's begging Ray to hit him with the chair. Ray won't do it. He refuses to beat his kids now, and he, Rhea Ripley comes from the crowd, pushes Ray into the ring post. Dominic throws him in the ring. He gets curb stomped, and that was it.
Oh yeah. Nice.
After this, Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens are walking into the ring, and they see one of, oh man, wait till you hear this name.
Oh.
They see a member of the Miz Force Security.
The Miz Force?
You heard that correctly. The Miz got security to keep Dexter Lumis from doing anything that the Miz doesn't want. And he made them all scream, "Miz Force! Miz Force!" Like it's literally like they're fucking Power Rangers.
Okay. Dude, what the fuck is Triple H on? Don't.
Miz Force.
He's on the fucking Miz Force, apparently. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, man. So that's so the Miz is walking backstage. He turns around on the phone, and he turns around behind a Edmonton Oilers hockey mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
And can you guess what happens from here?
Dexter Lumis was the mannequin, and he creeps and attacks the Miz and creeps him out, and they run, and commentary
Yeah.
asks why he's here because he's not hired. I hate it.
Yeah, definitely in the right ballpark, man. Dexter Lumis hit him with the hockey stick. The Miz turned around, seen him. Dexter Lumis hit him, turned him around, hit him with the hockey stick. And yeah, the Miz fell to the ground. Dexter Lumis sat on the ground and then put him in his little, choker thing as Miz tried to run away. And who knows what happened after that? Let's just thank God they didn't show what happened afterwards.
Oh my God, that should have been got shut off.
And while they were all on the ground, you could just see members of the Miz Force just laying on the ground.
Why?
So,
what is the point of this, bro? Just get on with it. Get on with the point of this fucking feud. I don't think there is one at this point.
It's I thought here, because they had a perfect shot where nobody was breaking anything up, and these two were just here. I thought Dexter Lumis might have held up a sign of a match he wants to challenge him to, or something, but nothing again. And we are 2 weeks out from Extreme Rules. I think it's October 8th, so we're we got next Monday on a roll is the Go Home Show.
Go Home Show. Goddamn.
AJ. Yeah.
Styles.
Fucking Logan. My dream job's part of be the Miz Force.
My
Bro,
Miss Force.
What are you fucking assembling a bunch of Power Rangers?
Yeah, those fucking losers. There's a bunch of nobody indie guys. The Miss Force. Wow. Hate it.
Another week, no explanation, just
Nothing.
weird segments that are growing immensely
Pointless.
stale. This was
Oh,
another
yeah.
thing with NXT. A lot of shit didn't feel stale, and
No.
a lot of things kind of running a little stale on this show.
Yeah,
To be
they got
quite
a good
honest,
amount of stale on this fucking show, man.
yeah. Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano defeat Alpha Academy despite Theory trying to get in the ring to and almost costing Gargano the match. But Gargano is still the king of the kickouts, man. And
Nice.
Johnny
Of
just
course
put
he is.
away Johnny put away Gable with the one final beat, bro. After this, they were walking in the back. Theory, Gable, and Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Theory's phone started buzzing, and they were just talking about like Braun. They were talking about how Otis has been off his game since he lost to that moron Braun Strowman on Friday. This is just a mark in me. So the phone rings, and I don't know why I thought this, but like the way Theory like looked, he like didn't look like scared. That's so disappointing once you find out who I thought it was. This is just me though versus who it actually was. So Theory answers the phone and he says, "Oh, you want to talk to him?" Almost in like a friendly way.
Yeah.
So where do you think my mind's going here? Knowing me, I thought this motherfucker was on the phone with Jason Jordan. And I thought maybe they were just throwing some hints in there. So Gable picks the phone up and he puts it on speaker. And you just hear, "You call me a moron." It's fucking Braun on the phone. But like you can't blame me for thinking that because Theory like didn't look scared or anything like that. He just literally was just on the phone. He's like, "Oh, Chad, it's for you." Like in a good way. So I was like, I kind of cracked a smile. I'm like, are they genuinely about to do this right now? Are they about to start dropping the hints in there for Jason Jordan? No, they didn't. It was Braun Strowman on the phone. He challenged Chad Gable to a match next week on Raw in Gable's home state of Minneapolis.
I'm sorry, Logan, bro. You really
Oh
gotta
my
watch that
God.
shit. Logan was saying, yeah, that's the man. You gotta watch that shit live, bro. I feel bad for you, dog. That shit ain't right.
Oh, there's a low of 36 degrees tonight. What is it in Chicago?
It's
Jesus,
pretty
Logan.
chilly. I think it's like 50 right now, or like 60.
51.
Okay, yeah, it feels like 51.
51 feels like 49. So 18 mile
Mm,
an hour winds. That's what we're looking at
cool.
today.
Beautiful. Love it.
Definitely. But bruh, Logan, I pray for you next week.
I'm telling you, dog, I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you, dog.
Bro, I got so happy because, like, I'm thinking, like, if Theory picks up the phone and his eyes get all big and he's like, "Chad, it's for you." And he, like, you know, is all, like, shaky with his voice or whatever. Then I could have seen that coming. But the way he almost, like, didn't, like, phase him at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who would want to talk to Chad Gable after a tough loss?
Kurt.
No. Gerd, you're my son.
What's up?
You're supposed to be my son.
I'm Jason Jordan.
Yeah, man. So, Omo is on the show. He defeat 2 local athletes. And then they did this fucking horrible visual where they stacked him. And by the way, in the last match, they broke the announce table. Kevin Owens did a frog splash from the barricade to the announce table on Otis.
Mm-hmm.
So they reconstructed the announce table, and Omos, at the end of the match, it's such a horrible visual, stacks the two guys on the announce table and just stands on the announce table. And that was like their like cool visual of the night. He literally just stood on the announce table, and then at the end he like put his foot on top of both of them.
Bro, if I was that commentary team, I would have kicked the side of it to make it collapse. Just
Bro,
like,
whole time, dude, I was like, please fall,
that shit
please
about to
fall,
fall.
please fall, please
Just
fall.
crumble. Like, ugh. Almost sucks, bruh. If you're sending Veer down to NXT, send Omo too, bruh, please.
Yeah, so next match, Nikki ASH is in the ring. And I literally said out loud, I was like, yep, time to go on my fucking phone.
Right.
And then I just hear this like theme song, and I just see the word poison on the Tron, and I'm like, poison? Who the fuck is that? Who's poison? And then they just put real big on that big gigantic useless screen that they have as a set, Candice LeRae.
That's nuts, bruh.
And I was like, oh shit.
That's dope.
Johnny debuted in Canada not too long ago, and here we are with Candice. Candice is debuting in Canada as well. This is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae. Edmonton, bro. Holy
Y'all gotta
shit.
step up, bruh.
You guys really, bruh. Professional wrestlers always talk about, like, whenever people join AEW, they always say, oh, I was worried the fans wouldn't know who I was anymore. And I was going to get no reaction. Poor Candice LeRae had that moment. She literally had that moment where, bruh, oh Lord, she goes out there and people are practically sitting on their fucking hands.
You hate to see it, bruh.
She
That's
got
fucked.
little to no reaction. Little to no reaction here tonight. They like panned to the crowd as Candice was there, and it didn't even look like anybody was fucking standing up. They're just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with you people? And Canada's not too bad of a market, man. I guess really the place to do these kind of things are bigger cities. I mean, I know Edmonton is not, too much. I know it's not. I don't think it's too little in Canada, but you definitely got to go to somewhere like Toronto or one of those just wrestling. One of those people where, Montreal. I mean, good God.
Somewhere, bro. God damn, that ain't right.
Yeah, that was fucked up, man. That was fucked up. But, yeah, she beat Nikki ASH in like 5 minutes, and that was it. And then, interesting, Nikki ASH afterwards was sitting in the corner of the ring, kind of like Nikki Cross used to.
Oh, nice.
And she took her superhero mask off.
That's good, bro. I think they are gonna scrap that shit. And God, I hope so. Get rid of it. Burn it.
100%. 100%, man. So, AJ Styles, I guess he has Twitter beef with the Bloodline. I guess he said something before Raw went on the air. And who stepped up to the plate? The honorary Uce. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out with Solo Sikoa. That's like his fucking new best friend.
I guess so.
He comes out with Solo Sikoa, and him and AJ Styles wrestle a damn good match. Canada was very happy to see Sami Zayn, and they wrestled a damn good match. But Solo Sikoa grabbed AJ's foot while he was going for the phenomenal forearm, and then he damn, this just dawned on me. I don't think AJ Styles has never been the Universal Champion, has he?
Nope. Shit's crazy, bruh.
Well, you got something to do with AJ before he retires. Man, if there's one thing I just wish Triple H would do better, it's
AJ.
it's AJ Styles. But
John.
remember how I was mentioning to you the Finn Balor thing where he had that normal human being conversation with AJ earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
He said to AJ, I love this. He said to AJ, he said, if you ever want to join, you can, because you and I know how important friends are in this business.
Damn.
And then he said to AJ, he said, if you want to join the group, we could change wrestling history all over again. So I like
Damn,
the little
bruh.
Bullet Club references, and definitely all that little Bullet Club innuendo they just spewed during that promo.
Hell yeah, bro. That's dope. That's real dope. You love to see it. That's the kind
Yeah.
of shit we need to see.
Solo Sikoa, I believe, swiped AJ Styles' feet down and then gave him a Uranagi on the apron. And Sammy took advantage, man, and pinned AJ, man. So Sami Zayn won the
Bruh.
match. The honorary Uce defeat the leader of the OC, the only
Yeah.
community that matters. So
Only community. Speaking of, back to SmackDown, bruh. Did you see Koa and Sami Zayn and Ricochet and them?
yes,
Dude,
that shit was
that
funny as
spot
hell.
where fucking Ricochet, where he wasn't beating him up anymore, and where you just see Ricochet just whip his head backwards into the
Yeah.
fucking door. Dude, that shit had me cracking up. I noticed that shit live. I was dying, bruh. That shit had me cracking up.
So after the match, the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
The Judgment Day came out. They circled the ring. And they asked AJ to join again. By the way, Finn's new shirt. What the hell is that? I mean, it's cool on the front, and it's got the Balor Club logo on the sleeve, and it's got the purple X on the front. But the back says Balor, but it's like B in the top left corner, A in the top
Oh,
right,
like corners?
L in the bottom left, R in the bottom right, and in the middle it just has an O. It
That is
looks
garbage.
so weird, bro.
That's ass.
So he asks AJ to join the group as AJ's sitting there after the loss, all pissed off, and he pulls up the Too Sweet. AJ Styles does the Too Sweet, goes to raise it up, and then switches his mind and flips Finn off, flips him off right in his face. And
Damn.
then they all start jumping the man. They all start jumping AJ Styles, and they put the chair. They put a chair in between his neck, but they didn't do anything. They just put the chair in his neck, and then they just posed above him.
God damn.
Yeah. After this, we got Riddle versus Damian Priest. What's up with Damian Priest wrestling in that shirt? Or,
Yeah,
leather
like
shirt?
tight ass shirt. Yeah, it looks fucking weird, bro. It looks like he's doing one of his off wrestling things. It's like, bro, I don't know what he'd be wearing during that shit.
Yeah, man. So, then in the main event, Damian Priest, took on Matt Riddle. Priest took on Riddle, and he took on Matt Riddle here, and yeah, these two put on a pretty good main event match. Yeah, it wasn't bad or nothing. And just as this group looks like actual cool normal people, Matt Riddle gets the roll up victory against Priest. They start jumping him, and Edge comes back in Canada.
Good for him.
Spears Priest. He gets in the ring. He spears Priest. He goes to go after Dominic. Rhea grabs Dominic's feet and then swipe him out of the ring. And those two walk off. And Finn goes to hit Edge with a move. He dodges it, hits the ropes, and hits Finn with a spear. So,
Nice.
and then Edge says right before the show goes off the air, You guys have tried to put me down on multiple occasions, but I just won't go away. He says, so at Extreme Rules, I challenge Finn Balor to an I Quit match.
Nice.
This
I like
show
to
is
see it.
really shaping up to be they got a lot of fun gimmick matches on this show. Oh,
They
not to
do.
mention, they did confirm Bayley versus Bianca as a ladder match for the Raw Women's title. So they
Okay.
got the ladder match, they got a fight pit match, they have an I Quit match now, and I'm sure there's one I'm forgetting. Oh, they got a strap match with
Oh, strap match.
McIntyre and Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
I feel like there's another one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know Liv has a match, but I don't know if it's a gimmick match. Let me see.
Might be like a lame one. Hey.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Liv versus Ronda is a Extreme Rules match.
Okay. Alright, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So we got an Extreme Rules match, a fight pit, a strap match, a ladder match, and an I Quit match so far. This
Like,
could actually be
a good show.
extreme.
Yeah. It'll probably be a pretty extreme show, man. I hope so.
Because before, you got and I like how, Triple H isn't letting everybody have an Extreme Rules match, but I like how he is putting other extreme matches on the show.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. It's the only way you could do one of those type of shows, really.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, man, that's looking to be a really fun card. To be 100% honest, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It looks to be a real fun show, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And yeah, that was pretty much everything, man. That was the week of wrestling for
Hell yeah.
both companies, man. So yeah, not too bad of a roll, and
Overall.
very good. I thought it was a very good week of AEW television, man. So thumbs
Definitely,
up for
man.
me, definitely.
Hell yeah, bro. Same. Same.
Absolutely, man. So with that. That is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This has been episode 110
Mm-hmm.
of Notorious
Unscripted.
Unscripted. And if this is, or, Jesus, what am I doing? I was about to go into the fucking intro. Yeah, man. Yes, this has been episode 110 of Notorious Unscripted, man. Thank you guys very, very much for being here. We appreciate all you guys being here with us every day, or every time we go on, I mean. And yeah, we always appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for hanging out, as always. We love you guys, man, and yeah, that is going to do it for yet again another great edition of Notorious Unscripted, and it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted. This has been episode 110 of Unscripted, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys on Friday with the news.
Peace.